Good morning, everybody. Afternoon, evening. Welcome to the tezos-artcast, the live stream where we talk to artists, musicians, game developers, and all of the things revolving around the Tezos blockchain. I'm PC84. I'm your host for the afternoon. And yeah, I'm glad to have you all here. Excited to get started. It's been a long week with the holidays and everything. I didn't know President's Day was so popular, but apparently here in the States, in Las Vegas anyway, it's very popular. It was extremely busy all week. So it's good and it's bad because for different reasons, but I digress. We actually got some snow here in Vegas in the mountains, so it's finally feeling like winter again, just before spring. So that's different. Surprisingly, snow sticks here on the valley floor. Every like 2 or 3 years, we'll get snow that sticks and causes total havoc because all of the oil on the road comes up and nobody knows how to drive in under those conditions. So it's great, but not this time. Just in the mountains. So about a half-hour drive, and you're completely out of the strange city that I reside in. I got my coffee ready. I hope you've got your coffee ready or your evening wine or tea. Yeah, because we're gonna get into it, and I'm excited about today's show. Um, we're just gonna jump in right now. So we've seen this project for a long time, probably since the show started or a couple months after. It was one of the first larger projects I saw kind of developing on Calumet. And so I'm really excited to welcome Andrew from Rocket Monsters. Welcome.
Hey,
How's it going today?
it's going well. It's really cold outside. Like it's ice everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, like I heard you talking about the snow. Yeah, it's ice.
Yeah, out here, like cold is like maybe hits, 40
Yeah,
Fahrenheit, and but that's not all the time. So,
yeah. This morning it was. I think it felt like 7 degrees outside, is what it said.
oof.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. No thanks.
yeah.
Um, well, thank you for coming on. I'm excited. I also have these buttons I can push now that I've never had before. So you get to be the first person to have a soundboard with the show. So I'm gonna engage that right now as I say your name one more time. Welcome, Andrew.
Hello.
I don't know if that gong came through, but
I didn't hear it gong.
okay. Maybe it's just on my system. I haven't perfected all this yet. Anyway, Pure Spiders in the chat. What's up?
What up?
I think your camera is drunk. It might be. It's a little dark. Mine is. But yeah, so welcome at Saint Genre, welcome. So Andrew, tell me a little bit about yourself, like where you're from, and a little bit about your background.
Sure. I am originally from Albuquerque, Breaking Bad territory.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah. So born and raised there. My background, been an artist for a really long time. So been involved with everything that you've seen online, sell your paintings or putting my paintings up in galleries, stuff like that. And then kind of found graphic design about 10 years ago. So for the last 10 years before Rocket Monsters, it was just straight graphic design, doing clothing, different projects for people, different companies across the United States. So that's kind of where the art comes in for Rocket Monsters. Just being really involved with art my whole life, so it was a breath of fresh air to actually see NFTs and how NFTs were changing people's lives. No more were the stories of starving artists, because now you have a platform to get your art out, and there's not some company that's printing your art and charging you 40% on the back end.
Right. Absolutely. When you were prior to this, like some of that graphic design work, is it kind of all over the place, like character design, illustration? Were there some like early influences to your style that?
It just, I've been a huge fan of photography for a long time. Always liked characters. Gaming, of course, grew up Nintendo. Actually, I think I actually played the Atari. That's how far back it
Nice.
goes. Um, so graphic design is a lot different because you're dealing with people and companies who are looking for a certain aspect, a certain type of look. So it
Right.
just runs the gamut. Early starting on with that, they would ask me for crazy things, and I'm like, sure, I can do that, just to get the job, and then figuring out on my end how to do that. So that was a huge learning process. But when you're doing graphic design, it's not so much you're getting to express what you want to do because the company wants a certain T-shirt, they want certain logos, so you're building your influence is there, And then sometimes you have to make the decision, no, this would work better for your company. But in the end, it's basically their idea that you're doing.
Right. Do you think as an artist all around, do you think that that process of working out other people's ideas can be a positive thing, like help you grow as an artist?
It can. You really have to think outside the box. They're looking to you as an artist for that out of the box experience. They obviously came to you to get the project done, hopefully seeing some work that you've done before. So you have to put your touch in it. Your touch as being an artist has to be in it. Um, it was wild. It was pretty wild doing all of that. Yeah, it got to the point where doing stickers for companies, and they'd order like 60,000 stickers every 3 months. So it became really high volume with the art and the stuff. But yeah, the art was just all over the place. Whatever they
Right.
wanted. They want Santa with a machine gun. I'll give you Santa with a machine gun. So
Right. And how did you fall in with Rocket Monsters? You were saying that you kind of started doing got into NFTs. Were you doing that independently and then this evolved out of that, or did you link up with somebody and yeah, how did the idea for Rocket Monsters start?
sure, I was. It's funny because I was actually going to build my own marketplace. That's what I was working on. So I was looking at blockchains. Polygon was the main blockchain that I was looking at all these different aspects. I have some art on OpenSea somewhere hiding.
Yeah.
Who knows where's that? So that's where I started, and I was like, man, these gas fees, they're really high. Like trying to get art out, and trying to put a piece out, and I'm spending $50 just to put the piece out, and then there's no visibility. So I'm like, okay, where can I build a marketplace? And I came across Tezos. We have some guys on the team right now, professor who's actually at the University of North Texas. And so he has this capstone project that they do where you get students. So I was able to get some students. We initially were going to do the whole build of a marketplace, and I was going to start it on Tezos. I started minting art under a name, Mr. Toast, on Collabs. There's actually still some art sitting there. So I just started doing what I wanted, just putting together whatever came out of my imagination this time because I wasn't dealing with a client situation. So I'm just like, okay, so let's
Right.
get some music, let's put some video together, let's do some art. And so it just started going across. And then not too long after that, I saw how Collabs reacted within the Twitter space. They didn't ask anything of me. They retweeted all of my work. I just needed to tag them. Started learning my hashtags on Twitter, just putting that out and Collabs. They just kept putting me out. And I'm like, wow, this is really cool. So I
Yeah.
just started coming down to an idea, with the Bears. And so looking at everything unfold, looking at it now, I really wanted to do something that had a story behind it, something that had meaning, more than just putting artwork up. I wanted a story behind it. So I started building this story on the background of the bears, and the very first bear that sold actually sold from a story, and he was
Okay.
an escaped bear from Rocket Monster HQ. So I was still working for somebody. And so I started to tweet early in the morning that he had escaped, and I was giving updates where he was out in the universe and had already created the bear in the background, and
Yeah.
finally when located him and put it in there, and bam, he sold instantly. And I was like, whoa, that was insane. So I was like, okay, we're going to make some more bears. So
Yeah.
that's where the original 10 comes from, the Genesis bears. So yeah, it all just kind of unfolded, wanting to have a marketplace, seeing that Collabs was checking all of the boxes, didn't need to reinvent the wheel, went from my regular art to a story to the bears, and it progressed down the line.
That's crazy. And that's that's one of those things where I think coming into any kind of newer space or finding, kind of a landscape that's just starting to really get moving, it can be easy to get caught up in, like you were saying, like wanting to reinvent the wheel and getting excited about, the technology, the opportunity. Um, so that's cool. That's cool that you saw, like, why am I going to reinvent the wheel when, this marketplace is checking all the boxes,
Yeah.
and then being able to kind of utilize that and do your own thing and to see it build up like it has. That's great.
Yeah, it's been a really fun experience. Column has been great. They're just amazing people. The whole team there. The first morning that after that escaped bear, when I was going to start releasing the generative bears, I actually had a phone call with Collabs with Sandeep the morning of, and I was like, wow, this big marketplace actually cares what I'm doing, and
Right.
so I was like, well, that's not something you see, and that's not something I'm used to seeing, not only in art but in business, because I've had businesses, the graphic design business, and other businesses that I ran. You don't see that. That's not normal for people to say, here, let me just help you. It's unfortunate. I wish we saw it more, but Collabs did that, and they called me that morning, talked with them on the phone. It was just they're really cool people. I love Collabs and the team there.
That's really great. I know that right when like kind of leading up to their launch and right after they launched it, being in like the Telegram chats and stuff and the Discord chats, yeah, everybody has always been so welcoming there.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's one thing I can definitely agree on. Like a lot of support and a lot of uh, artist support too, for sure. I hear that a lot from artists who, whether they're like exclusively minting with Calumet or whether they see Calumet as a kind of something that they want to do, like exclusive one of ones, or
Hmm.
everyone kind of has a different approach to kind of picking a marketplace, or you know
Oh, for sure.
have you released anything on other marketplaces, or have you kind of stuck with just Calumet? Has this project been kind of all consuming since it took off like a rocket? Boom, boom. That kind of
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah, it's definitely been a rocket. It's surreal, honestly. Uh, Starting bears and 2D graphics, and then now just how it's evolved with Collabs and the Unreal Engine devs that we have, our team members and students at the University of North Texas working on it. So
Oh wow.
going,
Okay.
yeah, so the team is just, it's huge now compared to just starting out by myself. Um, but no, we're not on any other marketplaces. We're exclusive on Collabs. That'll run straight into the game. I'm old school. Loyalty it means a lot to me.
Sure.
Um, they had my back. There's no reason for me at all to go anywhere else. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
pointless at this time. Of course, stuff's going to show up in other marketplaces, Object, Rarible. Nothing bad on those marketplaces, but this is where Rocket Monsters is.
Right. Right. So you mentioned the university students of in North Texas. So it sounds like that original marketplace project. You had mentioned that started out kind of as a collaboration with a team of students as well. So has it kind of been an evolution, like where it was going to be the marketplace you were all going to work on? This started happening, and you got that support, and that's just kind
Yeah,
of what that's transformed into. I
yeah.
just
So I
haven't
had
heard that dynamic before.
I had the team, and so I went and I spoke at the college, which was interesting. Like, I'm not big on speeches, and so
Yeah.
now I'm in front of a classroom full of all these college kids, and I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah,
So,
right.
but so I initially was talking with UNT about the idea of the marketplace, and then it kind of evolved. So it was kind of like I had already written a small like elevator pitch that the class received an email, and it was about the marketplace and whatnot. And then one day I just switched it up. I'm like, oh, we're building a game. so so
Right.
when I went to the class, it actually was about the game, and so I was showing them the NFTs like how you have on the screen there, and
Yeah.
just kind of talking about how blockchain games work. And there was a really inquisitive group asking questions and whatnot. And the students that I have now are just amazing, and it's been an amazing thing to have students from a university actually learning about crypto, learning about Tezos, learning about NFTs. They actually worked on the generative project alongside with Collabs while we're doing game development on the other end. So they've been able to work with the dApps and Beacon and all of that stuff and see the coding and how that goes in. And they'll actually be helping again because it's a 2-semester deal with them. So they're going to be helping with the land website when we drop land. But yeah, it's been cool. They've learned a lot. They've seen a lot from the community. So it's really awesome to have students learning about what we do on this side, you know, of the blockchain. We're not the evil blockchain.
Right. Right. That's really neat to see that kind of depth of involvement, because I think especially the people I've talked to, you see a lot of independent artists who are working solo, or maybe like a pair of devs working with an artist. It kind of but I haven't seen that kind of interaction before, so it's really neat to see projects kind of blooming outside of kind of what the norms that are kind of being established, or just taking advantage of the fact that there aren't really any norms, I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe even more.
it's a little bit cool because the factor is it's not like I'm not a huge corporation dropping in. You know, we started from scratch, and we all kind of built up to where we are right now. So it's definitely organic in how we're approaching this.
Yeah. Now, as far as a gaming element to it, can you talk a little bit about early ideas of the game and how it's evolved since? Because again, I've seen a couple of different gaming projects, and I'm curious how you guys are approaching it.
Sure. So initially starting out, of course, I have to look at the big dogs that were on the scene, and the
Right.
big dog was Axie Infinity. So I looked at Axie Infinity. What are they doing? Why is there a million users going there a day? You know, what's going on there? Looking at the dynamics, I think I sat there and I read their white paper probably like 30 times. Just what is this? You know, and
Yeah.
then seeing what the graphics were, um, and seeing how that played out on browsers and how they're doing it. And I'm like, you know, I grew up gaming, and gaming looks a whole lot different now. And then when I started looking across the gaming scene, not bagging on any projects here, but just the graphics weren't what I was used to seeing. We
Right.
have Unreal Engine and just everything that comes with that. And I was like, wow, we actually can build a traditional game with beautiful graphics, outstanding gameplay, and tie it into the blockchain so that folks are actually using the NFTs that they get from Rocket Monsters. So it's an evolution in gaming, and it did change a bit. We did drop the prototype level. That's available for download on our website for Windows, and it was great. You can run around as a bear, shoot things. There's a couple puzzles in there, you know. Great looking graphics, and when I saw that, I was like, okay, I need to think bigger, because in the back of my mind, I knew there was a generative. That's 10,000 more bears on top of the characters that we've already dropped in HQ. There's no way that many bears could run through there. So that's when
Right.
the Civil War map started. So the Civil War map is just massive. We don't have any limits. It's not cut to a certain size. If we need to, we can expand it. So right now we're working on that whole environment, and it's evolved from, okay, we're in this little cool HQ building, but yeah, we got to expand. So
Right.
it's always in evolution as we go through the process, because we have to look at what we're building. How is this going to work? Does this work? Why doesn't this work? And it's kind of it's an agile build because we're putting in the different components at the same time. So we have the blueprints and the level being built at the same time, organizing the characters on the other end. So it's yeah, we're going through checks and balances. Okay, is the frame rate okay? Can they player versus player in this aspect? Can they do this here? So I would say it's a constant evolution, honestly.
Now, I know I didn't prep you for this. It just came to mind now. Do you happen to have anything that you can show? Because you can share your screen. Are you able to show a little clip of that world?
Yeah, let me see here. Well, actually, it'd probably be easier if I just sent a link.
Okay, that works too.
Because we do have a YouTube channel. Let me just pull it up really quick.
And then for anybody in the chat, you can see the Calumet page at user Monster Dead Zone to check out some of these bears and some of these characters.
Let's see. I just sent you over the link.
Perfect.
So within that YouTube video, you can actually see the evolution of where we started. Because I have videos down at the bottom that are that one will start playing instantly. You can stop it if you want. If you go to the videos tab.
Yes.
And then if you scroll, you can actually see towards the bottom where you just see the characters coming along, kind of some hint videos, and then you have RM demo with a mannequin running around. And still at that point, we still have people like, what is this? There's like a mannequin running around, you know?
Right, yeah.
You kind of go through the channel, you can kind of see how we start building the base and the different areas in here. Any of those videos at the top, oh, it's funny, we have the Rocket Monster lore there. It sounds like it's Morgan Freeman telling the Rocket Monster lore. It's crazy. But,
it's awesome.
But yeah, the ancient city right there, the shops and the shooting range. I just dropped that video last night. If you want to check that one out.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's see here. We'll go to inside the videos. Well, actually, shops and shooting range. That's right. All right, let's put this up. Let's see. Whoop. Come on, connection.
Right.
Let me let it load for a second. So this is within the kind of the environment that you're talking about.
Yeah, this is the shooting range and the shops is actually in the future city. So we have an ancient city where there's going to be shops. Let me get you another link too.
Okay. So this will be if you're playing the game, this is what you're experiencing.
Yeah, so that character right there is Tetragor. We don't have his extra set of arms on him in the video, but he actually has 4 arms.
Okay.
We did a special drop in Discord where we gave away 10 Tetragors. He'll never mint again. So that's the huge difference with Rocket Monster. So he's actually an NFT. So if you go to, and I dropped you a different link for the Rocket Monsters Collabs page.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yes.
I think my headphones might quit. If they do, I'll have to grab a headset.
Okay.
So yeah, so within the map, there's like different shop areas, of course. We have the ancient city, that is in the futuristic city, and there's going to be a couple of other shop areas because the map is just so huge. It would take a little bit to get across it.
Right. All right, I think this is gonna play now for me. So let's check this out. This
Okay.
looks sick. Sorry, dude. Everything's running really slow today. I don't know why. I apologize.
No worries, man. So pretty much in this shop right here would be where you go to get weapons for the bears. You can see some weapons right there on the wall. Of
Yeah.
course, there'll be a counter. We'll probably put like a robot in there that's zipping back and forth that you can go and buy some weapons. And then of course we'll have smithing, so that way you can get different upgrades like opticals and different stuff to help your gun characteristics, just like Call of Duty. If you've ever played Call of Duty, you can upgrade your skins, you can upgrade your weapons as you progress.
Nice. Yeah, this is really cool. Yeah, because like you said, a lot of kind of the game graphics and dynamics are very basic on, like you said, the graphics aren't up to like what you're used to as a, maybe like a regular gamer, or somebody that's
Yeah,
playing a lot coming into this space with expectations. You would kind of hope that again, there's always going to be like side scrollers and lower like pixel games and stuff, but it's
mm-hmm.
nice to have that level of gaming that looks pro, like looks like this. It's great.
Yeah, we really wanted to bring something different, especially to Tezos with gameplay. So right now on the back end, we're working. Locomotion is how a character moves. So we're working on a custom locomotion system. So the bears, not only they can move around like you see, jumping and whatnot, but they'll have like parkour movements as well. So when they're
Nice.
jumping over stuff or climbing, because there's a lot of areas where you have to climb or jump or run, so they'll have parkour movements. So on top of that, once we build all of the combat system with the blueprints, then we add in your weapons and all of that. So it becomes a complete package. So the bears, they have sword play, they can do different movements, combat with the weapons, unload, reload, just like you would with any first-person shooter. Only this is third person. And then just add the movement in. That's the future city right there that we're building.
Nice.
So what we're going to do with this area is we're going to put in predetermined lots for people. We'll probably haven't decided how we're going to run that yet. We'll probably do a couple of giveaways for land within this city, but this place will be a place of commerce. We actually have a PvP area tucked away in one of these buildings, kind of like an office. So within here, though, of course, you'll have a rocket monster tower. You have to have a rocket monster tower.
Yeah.
Column will be in here for sure. So we'll kind of go with that. But as you can see how big that is compared to the bears, this land is it's huge. It's massive.
Yeah. Check out the shooting range too.
Definitely got to have a place to test out the weapons, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on 1 second. But yeah, it's so you have a team working on it. What's is it 2 or 3 people? 20? Like is it a big team or?
We've been asked if we are robots. I'm just gonna agree. We're robots. We are. I'll recharge my
Nice.
batteries later. There's quite a
Right.
few of us. There's quite a few of us actually. I'm lead design, of course, for the project. So this is my imagination spilling out. We have our environment, we have blueprints, we have character rigging, development, animation, and we continue to grow. Looking to hire on a couple of more Unreal people pretty soon here. Then we'll have to get a composer to do all the music, sound effects. So it just continues to grow. It just evolves as the project
Yeah.
grows. We grow. We're self-funded. So the funds like the generative drop, land, and all of that, I get to pour it back into Rocket Monsters, and it's been fun because you show people, okay, this is what we're building. Okay, we're here to stay. Take a look at what we're building. We're hoping that you're a part of the community. Join our Discord, our Twitter, and let's get to know each other, because come game time, we're going to be shooting at each other and learning about each other, So that right there, he's a cool character.
Yeah, it's really cool. This transition from 3D from 2D to 3D is really neat to see too. Again, kind of the variety that through all the characters and stuff. I know we first I first noticed the Rocket Monster food.
Mm-hmm.
I think the ice cream cone, the dragon cone or something.
Okay.
And I think that was one of the first times that I had seen the RM and looked into it. I was like, oh, this is a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So are some of those original characters, are they going to come through into this world, or I guess how does the 2D some of those 2D originals play into the game?
We started a few months ago. So every single 2D character that is dropped, every single Rocket Monster NFT that has dropped is actually being transitioned over to 3D. So we're working
nice.
on that. Yeah, so everybody that bought like an original 10 Void Elite, I mean, we have quite a list of characters now. So all of these NFTs that have already sold are already in transition. They're becoming 3D, they're modeled, they're rigged, so that way they're ready for when the collectors who own those and we drop the game, they'll be running around as that character. So the 2D NFTs they keep, it'll become a collector's item. I had this character before Rocket Monsters blew up, and then of course they have their 3D NFT as well.
Yeah. And then as far as you mentioned the Axie Infinity and stuff, are you guys following a similar model in the like play to earn thing, or is it more getting the assets and then just having fun, like a mixture of both? I'm just curious. Since you mentioned it, I figured I'd ask.
Sure. It's definitely play to earn. We do have a token for Rocket Monsters called Ursa. It's already minted, so we're working with the tokenomics on that, of course, with Collabs and everything that goes with that. There's a variety of tokens that people can get into in a blockchain. One of the things that I wanted to make sure of, though, with our token is that it wasn't just a drop. It's not just here, it's on a DEX, let's shoot it to wallets. It's important because Ursa plays a huge part in the economy. There's things that you're going to be doing in game. Let's take, for instance, so you'll be able to mine. In every game I've ever seen, you mine from the Earth. In Rocket Monsters, you'll mine from space. So there's going to be particle collectors that you can upgrade. The particle collectors what it does is it collects radiation from space. So you can take that radiation, you can put it inside of your bear home, which is coming, however you want to do it, but you can also find crystals around the environment. When Rocket Monster 2D first started, we had a lot of crystals, a lot of mushrooms, and you see that playing out in the game. But in the game, the crystals, you can put that together with the particle system and actually craft Ursa. So Ursa can be used to upgrade your weapons, upgrade your ships when ships do come. A lot of the equipment, when we get to the particle collectors too, to upgrade those, you'll need Ursa, you'll need other stuff because it takes an electrical component, it takes a mechanical component and a blueprint component to actually bond those together to upgrade the equipment to collect more particles. So you have that mining aspect in there. Definitely play to earn model. Not so much after what Axie Infinity is doing. I'm kind of watching their community kind of close to see how everything's going with their Axie shards and their SLP, because you have to.
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely have the play to earn aspect, PVE, the environment. So we're looking at boss fights, certain levels of bears that can actually fight a boss, how many bears it'll take to fight a boss, and then of course PvP. I'm working with another company called MLC Creative, and they're the ones who are making all the custom bear homes that will go on the land after the land sale. So we'll be
Okay.
making that available as well. But I was just talking to him this morning, and one thing that I've that I've always wanted was a hover bike, like off of Star Wars, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm having them make these speeder bikes from scratch.
yeah.
So within Rocket Monsters, it's 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 kind of breaking the line of what people are used to, because they're used to, okay, this game is entirely PVE, it's not PvP. So we're actually breaking the line so we can do both. So
Nice.
you have your environment where you're building, and of course you're protecting your stuff and all of that. But there's PvP environments that we're building into the game as well. One of them will include the speed bikes. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a PvP area where the bears have these bikes. The bikes can be upgraded, whatnot, but they'll race. So so you're going to be racing. We're not doing pink slips here. Maybe NFTs. Maybe you can put some Ursa on the line, stuff like that. But we can detail into that with bracket racing, grudge racing, stuff like that. And then of course
Yeah.
traditional PvP. We're creating what's called an inverse. So within the Rocket Monsters lore, if you get a chance to listen to the we call him Morgan. It's not really Morgan Freeman. That would have cost a lot of money, but he talks about the star keys. Within the Rocket Monsters lore, it goes really deep. The bears go really far back, thousands of years. You have different stuff within there, the dynasty, stuff like that. But there's star keys, and the star keys actually are used to open up portals. So it takes 10 star keys to open up a portal. So what happened with the inverse is it got stuck. So what happens when you go into this PvP environment, it's actually upside down. So you're running on what looks like the sky in the galaxy. Buildings are stuck in the ceiling, coming out halfway, you know, so it's completely upside down than what you would normally. So you're actually hiding and jumping and shooting from asteroids and meteorites that are floating around. So it's completely inverse of what people, yeah, I can't wait for people to see it. So
That sounds pretty. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool.
yeah, I was just like, let's just turn it upside down.
Right.
So why not, you know?
That's
So
right.
it's been
Change
fun.
the game in more ways than one.
For sure. And then another thing we're doing, now that I mentioned the Star Keys, is we have an alliance with Pigs at War. Have you seen Pigs at War?
Yes. I'm not super familiar with it. There's so much to keep up with, but they're definitely visible.
Yeah. Awesome people. Love Pigs at War. So what's going to happen, and you'll see this unfold as the game goes along, is we're actually pulling the pigs through a portal. So the portal gives us the ability to pull any kind of character we can out of our imagination in the future. So we have bears now. Pigs will be coming next. So we're going to pull Pigs at War through the portal. So that way there'll actually be pigs in the environment, and there will be bears in the environment. So
Huh.
taking that team, you know, we're bringing them in, and yeah, it's going to be excellent. So you'll be able to fight with pigs and fight with bears, depending on what you want to do. So that's all in the works.
That's cool too. And I mean, being on both being on Tezos definitely helps with not having to worry about wrap tokens or anything crazy like that. It's just sounds like it's just getting the teams together and
Mm-hmm.
integrating with each other. That's cool.
Yeah, and then they're doing the Unreal Engine too. So, and that's really important too. I get hit up for a lot of collabs, which is awesome, and I try to work with people the best I can if I'm not like super slammed. But games, you can't exactly pull, let's say, Axie Infinity, if hypothetically if they were on Tezos,
Yeah.
they're in browser based. You can't pull a browser based asset and put it into Unreal Engine, because of course it hasn't been rigged, it's not game ready, it's not workable in that solution. So with Pigs at War doing what they're doing alongside us, we can have that go in between the games on the same blockchain.
Right. Eventually, who knows? It'll be like Super Smash Brothers, but on Tezos or something.
Yeah, like like on player one, when they're all like running down the mountain and you see all the characters.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's how I kind of envision things. With the infrastructure that we're building, we're working with Cryptonomic on building the infrastructure on the Tezos blockchain. So once we're done with this infrastructure, it gives us the ability to springboard other NFT gaming projects. You'll start to see that as the future, as it evolves with Collabs and Rocket Monsters, Pigs at War, and games that are coming or want to be on the Tezos blockchain. We have a lot of exciting opportunities coming to the future, and we want to see that happen, because springboarding other projects like Rocket Monsters helps the Tezos community grow. So we're not just looking at Rocket Monsters and Pigs at War. We're looking at the broader picture here. What can we bring to this, to bring more people into the community? And there's so many people out there that are they're new to NFTs, they're new to blockchains, they're kind of looking around, and it gives us a real opportunity as a community to branch out and to bring these new people in.
Absolutely. And so do you have, like, after all this experience and everything, if you were sitting down with somebody like yourself who was kind of just experimenting, maybe like releasing some character design and stuff, but was drawn towards the gaming space, what are some tips that you could give some maybe up and coming artists and designers who are looking to get into the space?
Sure. So with any project, you're going to want a solid foundation. That's going to take you far. You're going to want to build for quality. Don't look, there's going to be money involved, of course. And if you're building a quality project, that's going to come, and it comes with time. So when you're approaching your project, don't look at your project, okay, it's going to be this amount of money. Never count your eggs before they hatch. You want to build for quality, start the solid foundation, and start your game plan. Whenever you're designing a game, and it is of utmost importance, is you need a game design document. You can use something like Nuclino. Nuclino has a really clean layout, and this is the holy grail of your game. This is where you're putting in the information on how your levels are going to work, how your characters are going to move, what they're going to do, the storyline. Everything goes into this game design document. So if somebody is just starting out, that would be where I point them. You need to make sure that your story is solid. You definitely want to start your game design document early, because you can evolve it as you go, So starting that solid foundation and have your mind set on quality rather than on profit, it's going to come. If you're putting out a quality product and a quality NFT and a quality game, the people will see it. So build something you love.
Absolutely. Nice. Yeah. Well, I know you said you had limited time, and this has been awesome. I'm stoked to look at some of those YouTube videos as well, and I hope the community gets even more involved than they already are. I'd love to do a giveaway if we could before you head out.
Sure. If two people, however you want to choose it, if they can get you their wallets, I'd be happy to shoot over 2 gin bears. If you can get me the wallets, I'll shoot over 2 gin bears. I have actually 2 banshee bears.
Perfect. If you're in the chat, I know there's a few people have already said hello in the chat, but if you are watching, and I see there's more people watching than there are commenting, quickly just say hi in the chat, and I'll put you in the raffle wheel the Raider raffle wheel we love to use. Let's find our Raider raffle wheel. Where's our Raider raffle wheel? Mm-hmm. I don't know why. There we go. There we go. Raffle wheel. Perfect. All right, last chance. If you're watching, drop a hello. I'll put your name in here, and then we'll do a little raffling. Right now we got Pure Spider, Sane Genre, Rye Connolly.
What's up, Ryan?
And T-Raider. Perfect. What's up?
What up? Ryan owns he owns a lot of rocket monsters.
Nice. OG supporter.
For sure.
While I give just another minute for anybody else watching to say hello, what's the next big release you've got coming up?
Well, we drop progression videos every day on
So
Twitter.
hit that YouTube video and
check out the YouTube, subscribe, follow the Twitter, jump in our Discord. That is the best place for information. We're doing, I've sent out 2 gaming rigs this week, Predator Helios laptop and a CyberPower gaming rig that people won. Yeah, so I'm actually waiting for the door to knock because I have an Orion Acer, like fully loaded gaming rig coming that we're giving away at the end of the 10,000 bears to some random lucky winner. So yeah, get in our Discord, learn about rocket monsters. I'd say if you're going to get into the Gin Mint, please take a look at what we're doing because it's not just your regular PFP. These are in-game assets. We're going for longevity here. So become a part of the community, learn about rocket monsters, and we'll journey on this together.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're going to shuffle it and see what happens here. And first winner is NFT Raider. All righty. NFT Raider, drop your Tezos wallet in the chat for Andrew. And we will shuffle one more time. Take it out. Shuffle, 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 shuffle.
Congratulations, Raider.
And Ryan. Ryan Connolly. One more for Ryan. That's what's up.
He's going to have an army. He already does have an army.
Awesome.
Well, awesome. Yeah, my headphone just went to one headphone, so.
Good timing. Good timing. All right, Andrew. Hey, thank you so much again for hanging out with us and taking the time to talk about rocket monsters. It was really cool to hear about all the stuff you're doing.
Sure. I appreciate you taking the time, reaching out to me. Will this broadcast be available later?
Yes, it'll be posted almost immediately to our YouTube, and then we'll do a little feature of rocket monsters on our website within the next couple weeks.
Awesome. I appreciate your time. Thank you, everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you. Oh, sorry, Ryan. Yeah, so check out Rocket Monsters on Calumet, Monster Dead Zone, as you can see, or user Rocket Monsters. I don't know why that came up. Anyway, and then Twitter at Monsters Rocket. Check it out. Thank you guys for hanging out, and we will see you next week. we will be. My brain's freezing up as it always does. What do we have on next week? I'm tripping. Congratulations to Ryan and to Raider for the wins. And don't forget to put your drops in the Artcast calendar. We keep it updated with what's going on next week. Oh, nothing's going on next week, but at the moment. So we'll see what happens, and stay in touch. Thank you very much. Check out all the cool stuff happening in the world. And sorry, coffee just like froze my brain completely. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, everyone else. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Peace.